Hello, 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 beautiful souls. Welcome to Ascension's Love with Alice. Welcome to this live stream. We are going to be talking about the week coming up, and I'm starting this on a Friday this time. For those that have been following my channel for a little while, we've been doing weekly angelic energy forecasts where we tap into the beautiful ascended beings of light, the angels, the archangels, the star beings, and often delivering in advance what energy is going to be upon us so we can best prepare, so that we can really know a little bit in advance what energies will be coming in, so that when we're starting to feel certain ways, when certain things are coming up or showing up or mirroring in our outside world, that we kind of we know what it's about. We can go, oh, okay, that's about that. And I used to do those on YouTube, and I feel very inclined and inspired to shift it over to my Facebook page here. So do feel very welcome to share this if it resonates. Feel very welcome to tag friends or family members if this video is to resonate with you. We are looking at Friday, so I'm filming this on Friday, so this is Friday the 2nd of July, going all the way through to next Friday, and there's a lot of beautiful energy that is happening. There's a lot of beautiful energy that is coming up, that is happening, and I'm going to share three main things that are being made apparent here, and that I'm being guided to share with you all. So first and foremost, this weekend, the light energy that is coming in from this weekend is going to be really mirroring a lot of, oh, look at that, I've got an ant on me. I always find it really fascinating, sorry, a little distraction there. I always find it really fascinating when there is an animal, a creature, something that flies by or connects with me as I'm doing a transmission. And an ant is all about the foundations, right? Ants are actually really incredible because they are incredible at working as a community, as a conscious community, a colony, as a team, as one body. Even though there are multiple hundreds of thousands of little ants, they also embed sacred geometry into the ground, right? And it actually really pairs nicely with the first message that was coming through for this weekend, because although I don't have any physical cards with me, I had a little look on one of my phone apps which has cards on it, just to kind of gauge how the angelics, just to double check how the angelics wanted to bring this transmission through. And the first card that came through specifically for this weekend was the dolphin card in this deck, and how we work with our breath, how we work with that cosmic consciousness. And the fact that an ant started walking upon me as I started this transmission is actually very perfect for complementing the message that dolphin brings. Like, dolphin's all about joy. It's all about dolphins really bring that safety, that beautiful music, the harmonics of the oceans, of the waves. And the oceans can very often represent that emotion, right, that spiritual realm. And the sea that is incredibly deep, the sea that is incredibly vast, and for those that are following where the moon is at, and it's so and I do talk about the moon a lot, I mean equal amount as the sun, really, because one is representative of the divine masculine and one the divine feminine, and they both do this very sacred dance with us, and they both represent different things. And the moon, she very much represents our emotions and our inner planes, our inner workings, a lot of the things that we often either try to hide or aren't aware of. And that's why to me she's a very beautiful energy to be aware of, and she's in a waning phase right now, and she will be until the end of the week. So I think it's very poignant that we're doing this video Friday to Friday, and because on the Saturday she's in a new moon, right? But the moon is in a waning phase, and that's that introspection, right? We're going inwards, we're really uncovering and understanding what energy, what we haven't really looked at, what we haven't been honest with ourselves about, what we might need to heal, what we might need to let go of, what we might need to release, right? And she lets us know that, but then the sign that she dances through, that she traverses through, influences us in a certain way. And then, of course, there is layering depending on how that sign shows up in your natal chart. And now I've got a beautiful dog joining me. Oh my gosh, that unconditional love. Hello. Can you see that? Where is he gone? There he is. And what's really beautiful about animals, about bugs, creatures, is that every time one of them joins us, they're bringing a specific message, that medicine, right? Animal medicine. And that dog there, the dog brings unconditional love, joy, that family dynamic, and that's really what we want to be focusing on this weekend, right? Because the moon has been in Pisces, that's that watery sign, bringing up emotion, bringing up very deep things, right? And the two fish of the Pisces, is kind of that can represent, an aspect of duality, right? So maybe you're torn amongst certain things, right? But now the moon is in Aries, right? That fiery sign, that cardinal sign, and as she continues to move around us on planet Earth, she's going to go through Taurus, right, which is about that material, that practicality, sensual aspect. She's going to go through Gemini before being a new moon in Cancer over the weekend. Now we also have a lineup of Sirius happening, so we are going to be aligned with the Sirius star system, which is also often known as the sun beyond our sun, right? So we have this wonderful moon bringing us this introspection, this insight to ourselves that we may not have necessarily seen before, that we may have maybe ignored, maybe haven't given the most attention to, and the moon's going to be bringing that up either in, our dream time, and especially there being a Neptune retrograde, right? Neptune is very dreamy. Your dreams might be very prominent right now, as much as getting cleared and released and healed and understood. But also as the sun aligns with the Sirius, as our Earth, aligns with the Sirius portal, right? It's bringing up a lot of deep healing. It's bringing up a lot of awareness, a lot more light codes. So this weekend, really focus on that, on your family dynamic, really focus on what brings you joy, focus on your breath work, focus on noticing the synchronicities, focus on connecting, right? Connecting to the rhythms that are being offered, the rhythms of your breath, the rhythms of the day. When do you have energy? When do you feel sleepy? Really focus and honor them, because, everything is a rhythm. Look at this. I have, seriously, wow, I don't even know what that is, but it's green and it's beautiful. Can you see that? Right? And that's really perfect, because the last card that I pulled was the color green, right? But I'm not there yet, so I will get back to that. But this weekend, really focus on absorbing as much of those beautiful solar rays as you can. Allow yourself to go inwards. Now isn't necessarily the time to be starting new things, not just yet, maybe next week. This is the time that we allow whatever is wanting to be unveiled, whatever is wanting to be brought forward so that we can heal it. There is going to be that energy of healing paired with the energy of the sun, right? Paired with the energy of Sirius, right? That wisdom, that healing technology, that fifth dimensional intellect, right? Sirius is the star system of Isis, right? And the divine, and many aspects of the divine feminine, right? So we're going to be noticing that energy coming up, right? What tends to happen if we don't notice and we don't ground, we don't connect with the breath and the rhythms, what tends to happen is there tends to be this irritability within us, right? This kind of this energy, this fire, this uncomfortableness. If we don't acknowledge it, if we don't align with our body and our rhythm, that can start to project, and you might start to see that in friends, in family members, right? There is a very high chance, a very high possibility that there will be, especially if you're in the UK, some type of announcement or some type of revelation happening this week, right? Something that's going to be uncovered, right, in the authority structures, right? So think of government, think of, things like that. That might be another scandal or distraction, right? Distracting you from living your life, distracting you from doing the healing. Or that could be something in terms of a way that the wounded masculine energy and the wounded feminine energy that is out there may try to once again regain control. That may happen this week. There's a very high chance of that, because the more light we receive as these beautiful anchor points, these beautiful lightning rods, which is what we are, these beautiful antennas of all this energy, all this light, the more we receive that, the more it illuminates the shadow, and then the shadow has to come out to clear, right? The shadow has to come out to clear. It has to come out to be absorbed in love, right? And that's what we're here to do, right? And, so as you go through the weekend, really enjoy the time that you have this weekend. Really find peace with your days. Don't overbook them, don't overfill them. Allow yourself to be able to run with the flow, go with the flow of things. And then as next week starts to progress, it's going to be a time of really anchoring down, hunkering into the earth, into the dirt, right? Especially with that Taurus waning aspect of the moon that's going to be upon us from the start of the week, Allow that Taurian energy to connect us to the elementals, to the sensuality of everything. And what I mean when I say sensual is that it doesn't always have to be sexualized, right? There is this wound that we have where we over-physicalize things, but it's more about bringing it back to the innocence. That's what I'm hearing and feeling right now, is that the start of next week there's going to be distractions out there. There will be. This week there will be distractions. Do not focus on that. Do not let it draw your attention. That's exactly what it's there to do. As something else is happening behind the scenes, there will be a distraction to put your focus on something. Don't let it happen, right? Bring yourself back to the earth, back to the ground, back to yourself. We are made up. Our bodies are made up of this beautiful star that we inhabit. Whether our soul is from somewhere else or not, whether you resonate with being a starseed, we may be from somewhere else, right? We may have stepped down through another portal, through Sirius, the Pleiades, Andromeda, wherever. But we are born, our bodies, our vehicles are born of this earth. And next week, the start of next week, is going to be so important to really anchor in, because that's how we dig up the roots, the foundations that aren't serving. And that's what's going to be important next week, is digging up the foundations, digging up the roots that are not serving us, so that we can water the ground, turn the soil, right? And then plant new seeds for when the new moon arrives, right? Over the weekend of the 9th and 10th and 11th. Now, by the end of the week, the focus is on the colour green, right? And green can mean many things. It can be that nourishment, that cultivation of life. It can be that heart chakra, depending on what system of chakras you're operating with. Many people know the heart to be green. Many people also know it to be white or pink, depending on what we're doing. But the energy of green kind of comes in with the final phase of the waning moon. So in this respect, it's going to be very healing, right? And it also feels like there is going to be an opportunity for this abundance in a very practical way to come through for us next week, if we actually do listen to our bodies and listen to the flow of things. Since the solstice, there has been that push from the divine feminine to go, hey, listen, I need you to really focus on connecting with the rhythms and the cycles. And people that haven't done that have felt out of sorts. They felt irritated. They felt, kind of things piling on top of them, like overwhelm. And people that have gone with the flow of things and rested when their body wants to rest, and, doing all of that. Drinking when their body needs some water, and eating when their body feels hungry, and eating the foods that are nourishing them, right, not poisoning them. For those people that have been doing that, it's been a very prosperous, very abundant, very blissful time. And for those that haven't been doing that, it's been difficult. So there's going to be another push of that energy this coming week, right? To really ask us and our bodies to, for our mind to step aside so that we can feel more. It's moving from the heart, from the head to the heart, and that's going to be so important this coming week, because by the time the Friday arrives, by the time the new moon in Cancer arises, and there will be a video for that, I'll do a video for that. But by the time that new moon in Cancer arises, we'll have turned all the soil, we'll have healed the land, so that when we plant the seeds, they will take root, they will germinate, they will blossom, they will grow, right? And that's what's going to be so important, because, there's no point in trying to manifest if the soil, if we've not removed the block that's stopping the manifestation coming through into physical fruition, right? So there is a lot of beautiful energy coming through. Just to kind of recap, the guidance that's coming in is really this weekend, focus on the rhythm and the flow, focus on your breathing, notice the interconnectivity of everything, right? Notice what you're thinking of as a butterfly flies past, notice what you're thinking of if an ant crawls on you, notice what you're thinking of if you see a dog in the distance, or if the sun starts to shine on you, or if it starts to rain. Notice how everything is connected, especially this weekend, okay? And then next week, get yourself into the earth, because the energy might get a little bit heavier over the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, okay? The energy might start to get a bit heavier. We may feel tired. We may feel those Ascension symptoms. We may feel that irritability, that frustration, that kind of that pulling down, that weight on us. The more we get into the earth, and what I mean by that is, really, when you don't feel like you're floating, like you're high in a good way, right, on just living, when you don't feel like you're filled with bliss and joy, right, feeling loving and caring and compassionate with an open heart, and that's when we need to connect with our Mother Earth, right? That's when we need to connect with that, to really anchor any energy, ground it, neutralize it, and then heal it, okay? So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday may be a little bit heavier, especially the Tuesday, Wednesday I'm hearing, okay? But that's okay. Allow yourself to feel, honor the feeling, express it in a healthy way, paint, draw. If you need to cry, please cry, right? And then by the time Thursday, Friday comes, we're going to have a little bit more inspiration. It's going to have cleared the path for more thought patterns to come in, for more divine thoughts to come in, right? It's going to clear the pathway for healing to happen in a deeper way than ever before, right? And and by the time that's happened, it's going to be the new moon portal, right? And that new moon portal is going to be so phenomenal for manifesting so many things, right? And we'll talk about that in another video. But I hope that this has been helpful. The angels, the star beings, and I are sending you all so much love. Thank you so much for being here. If this resonates, please feel very welcome to share this wherever you feel inspired. And I look forward to seeing you again on this channel, or in my private Facebook group, or on Instagram, or wherever else I'm kind of active. But I'm sending you all so much love, so many blessings. Bye for now. Have a beautiful weekend and a beautiful week.